Hey everyone, so great news for Shiba Inu today. 30 teams are competing for 8 places and only you, yes you decide 7 of them, the 8 will be chosen randomly, and it seems like a lot of teams are competing for the prizes. And what we can see here, this is probably already over, but I think there will be a lot more events in the future as this brings people together. And when we have events like this, when we have the social music event we had last time, and when we had the Shiba Swap event, those are some big events that make Shiba Inu grow. The most important factor here, on the long term, we will be seeing Shiba Inu's growth in the future. But first, I do want to talk about some other news. Thank you so much for dropping a like. Don't go on any giveaways. Okay, unless they're approved by Shiba Inu or retweeted by them. And we can see Shiba Bonus has a new cousin, Shiba Fund. This is another scam. Make sure you report and retweet. Same old bot responses coming through in a new name. And Satoshi saying this scam, be careful. There's a lot of people scamming, and we can see over here they basically send you something like that: Shiba Coin Super free ship Shiba Fund. So definitely be careful about this. But the most important factor we have right now for Shiba Swap is that there's no regulation for Shiba Swap. The countries are trying to regulate cryptocurrencies and are trying to control the prices. They're trying to lower the prices. Obviously, that is not the main attention. It's to protect the people investing into cryptocurrencies. A lot of people have lost their money with cryptocurrencies, and there still needs to be a lot of regulation with it. But DeFi, by definition, cannot be fully regulated. So Shiba Swap is fully decentralized. A lot of people are confused about this. RX Sullivan believes DeFi requires a framework for long-term and sustainable interactions with traditional finance. And when you put in, $50,000 into Shiba Swap and get such massive rewards, something is right. Then you finally get that passive income. But Thailand's oldest bank and mostly focuses on investing in blockchain-based financial services such as DeFi and digital assets. In his opening success at CBC, the second annual Global DeFi Virtual Summit, this is what he said. In terms of growth, he noted that he as a sector sees a tenfold increase over the past 6 months. So Shiba Swap has been getting massive gains with over 100 billion in total value locked in the DeFi ecosystem this year. By many other metrics, including users, traded volume, the sector, he said, has witnessed tremendous growth. So DeFi such as Shiba Swap are the future, and we are going to be seeing Shiba Inu's price grow just because of Shiba Swap. But DeFi by definition cannot be fully regulated. Instead, there needs to be a framework for how DeFi can be integrated with the rest of financial ecosystem. So in the future, it's possible that these exchanges in cryptocurrency could be going mainstream, and I'm talking about Shiba Inu. So if you did not understand me here, because I have a very heavy accent and I'm talking gibberish sometimes, the most important factor here is that Shiba Swap could be adopted or could be in big collaborations with big companies in the future. It would still be fully decentralized. It would not be owned by anyone. The developers would still get their rewards. But if we see over here, these concerns have been particularly acute for many DeFi developers who are unsure about the Financial Action Task Force recommendation for regulating virtual asset service providers. And in early June, Dan Berkovitz, commissioner of the United States Commodity Future Trading Commission, stated he believes that DeFi derivative platforms might contravene the country's Commodity Exchange Act and thus be illegal. So will DeFis go illegal? Probably not. All through some are saying it could potentially, that Shiba Swap will get a ban. If we check over here, DeFi projects such as Shiba Swap face a painful dilemma right now as they seek the Holy Grail. So many DeFi projects face a painful dilemma. Should their protocols be designed for professional traders or everyday consumers yet to embrace crypto in their masses? So right now, Shiba Swap is used for both professionals, those who want to buy tokens and use the pairs, or for those who are very new to Shiba Inu and want to buy SHIB. It's so super simple. Right now, we're seeing, a lot of use cases for DeFis. And the most important factor here is, why am I telling you this? Because when Shiba Swap goes up, this is when we're going to be seeing the massive increase. When, more investors come in, when we are seeing those bigger investors, actually putting a lot of money in there. But understanding the average person, for a holy grail of DeFi to be achieved, the much anticipated milestone of adoption, it's worth taking a step back and considering why the typical consumer is like. So what we have to look into right now is how can we get the regular holders, how can we get to 1 million holders for Shiba Inu? That is when we can see Shiba Inu hitting 1 cent. When we can get the mainstream investors in, and I have been saying this for 3 months now, that's when Shiba Inu can hit 1 cent. And I obviously do think 1 cent is possible, especially with a token burn, which the developers have stated no token burn is happening. So many consumers understand that living in the world where interests are low and inflation is through the roof, they're losing money on a daily basis. So what Shiba Inu is providing is a way to avoid the inflation, a way to get rewards for simply holding. And people love passive income. They adore it. They're familiar with the concept of saving accounts and the fact that their nest egg can grow if it's locked away for a set amount of time. So DeFis are not a Ponzi scheme, you know. They give rewards to holders simply for providing liquidity. They don't give rewards for when new holders come in. And it's a good strategy that is probably not going anywhere. It's, you know, whoever made it is a complete genius. I think Uniswap was the first one. But we check over here. The concept of savings account. When a bank offers you 0.1%, that is not enough. Unifarm had been working with a product in the place by late January 2021, and a plethora of milestones have been achieved over the past 4 months. This included a successful 2 million funding round that was led by All21 Capital and a number of other notable blockchain funds. So here we can see we are trying to get crypto to the next stages, Shiba Inu to the next stages. So Blockchain Australia calls the state for crypto safe harbor. Imagine if we get Australia on here. I know a lot of my viewers are from Australia, and if we got an Australian country, so the Australian crypto industry cannot afford to wait years for regulatory clarity. So the biggest issue with prices is regulation, and consumers require confidence to access crypto services, the Australian Blockchain Association argued. Blockchain Australia, a major association presenting the local cryptocurrency industry, has officially introduced its crypto regulation recommendations to the federal government. So this is a big step on getting Shiba Inu to the next level and getting it to the mainstream users. Only about, I think, 18% of Australians own crypto. If we can get those numbers to 3.5 billion users holding crypto, this would be a bigger market than fiat. Yes, I do think so. You know, maybe a bigger market than gold for sure. Obviously, we only have 38 million Bitcoin users, and the potential for crypto is huge. Imagine if we only get every 7th user, just like Facebook, to use crypto. That would be big. Obviously, with 600,000 holders, we are going to be seeing that big increase in 10 to 15 years, maybe even by the next month, maybe by even 2021. But slowly but surely, we are moving and spiraling to that big growth. So Blockchain Australia specifically asked ASIC to update the local custodial service regulation. The news comes after local financial players expressed more concerns over cryptocurrency industry in Australia. Australia is a big market. In mid-July, the Australia Security Exchange files a submission to the Senate Select Committee on Financial Regulatory Technology. So we can see countries representing over 90% of global GDP are exploring their virtual coins. And virtual coins are the next big thing, but we are going to be seeing some big changes in the future, because we can see here the People's Bank of China claims that nearly 21 million people have already opened a virtual wallet for the purpose of using digital yuan. So 38 million people are using Bitcoin or have used Bitcoin in the past. That's still a very small amount. If we can get that to 1 billion, if we can even get that to 200 million, that's where the big money comes in. Obviously, this is taking time. The big institutions and hedge funds are preparing to offer services to people for crypto investments. And when this drops, be ready to reach for the moon. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Peace, everyone.